Just won't you please stay for the night? Everything gon' be alright when you by my side. She looks so lovely. She say that she in love with me. Her voice is like a drug to me, and I just need my fix. Take me to the
Hello everybody and welcome to The Same But Different. I'm your host Flabbergast. Joined with me today is my co-host Sammechi.
Hi, it's me, Sammechi, and today we got the illustrious, beautiful, amazing, perfect Plagueasus.
Hello.
I know what to call you. I almost called you Cass, but I was like, probably best
That's okay.
to call
Yeah.
you by your formal name.
Formal title.
Yeah, your formal title. So yeah, let's hop right into it. I wanted to get to know you a little better, Cass. Where you
Ooh.
got your start, like what were your like influences coming up, like to get into video games and like,
Oh gosh.
yeah, like I know
Okay.
we talked to Shiny about it last week, and he referenced his like playing with his little brother, like his friends at school were a big influence on him, and his coming up in the video game. So yeah, what were your kind of like influences growing up to start playing video games?
God, I don't know. I just remember like being like 5 years old and playing on the Sega Saturn that was in my house, and like the Sega. I think I had a Sega Genesis too, because I had the cartridge kind and I had the CD kind. And I remember playing Sonic the Hedgehog and like other random games, and that's kind of I just ever since then I like was familiar with games and just kind of kept playing games as I got older, and then started really playing games in high school and got obsessed with World of Warcraft.
I was gonna say, I know you're a big WoW head.
Oh, yeah.
So you got started on WoW in high school?
Yeah, I was. I
Okay.
think like I was like just recently turned 16 or something. Yeah.
Damn.
16.
Okay, so well, everyone was out partying and stuff.
I mean, I partied a little bit later.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I definitely was heavy into World of Warcraft, and big into Guitar Hero too, and always been into BioShock.
Guitar Hero, dude.
I know Flab likes his Guitar Hero
I
too.
loves me some Guitar Hero.
I'm trash now.
You're
I know
trash.
me and
Yeah.
my family would go on these summer vacations, and we'd always bring the PlayStation with Guitar Hero 3, I think, and we'd have like these competitions, and we'd even like my stepdad would let me win, but they'd put money on it, and if I beat him, then I'd get $5 or something like that, and I'd go
Ooh.
spend it at the candy store.
Heck yeah.
It was a good ass time. Guitar Hero was like fucking dope. But yeah, like, so how many hours would you say you sunk into WoW? Cause I know
I
it's
feel like
probably
there's like no middle ground.
Yeah.
No,
like
it was everything I had. Like it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours.
would you say
I
like
just-
did it affect your schooling? Like
Yes.
did you like miss
Yeah,
school
we-
because of WoW, like raids and shit going up into the middle of the night?
I mean, I would say that actually I used to skip school, and originally when I started playing WoW, it was on my friends would bring laptops to school, and I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And so then we would skip school and hang out in like the abandoned stairwell, and just they'd bring a laptop for me to play on, and we'd just play WoW back there. So not good. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not smart.
Really?
But anyway,
No.
I graduated. So
we were talking about it, how like when Halo Reach first came out, and like I'd play a different MMORPG called Maple Story. So when I would get very heavily into that, like I would miss way too much school, and it was just probably not the smart thing to do, honestly.
yeah, probably not.
Thinking back
but I
on it.
definitely missed days. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I don't know, I never really got into WoW. Like I was never I played it here and there like a little bit as a kid, but I don't know, I never really got what it was like. Like Flab, did you ever like really fuck with WoW like that, like heavy?
No, the first time I ever played WoW for more than a couple hours was when Vanilla got re-released a couple months ago.
True. Yeah, that was fun for like a month.
Yeah,
They
it
all
was
don't
just-
wanna keep- I don't want to keep
Yeah.
paying for it. That's the thing. And then, like, I'll
Yeah.
get
I
obsessed
paid
with it
for my
again, and
1
then
month
it's just,
subscription, and when that was up, I was like, I don't feel like paying for it.
yeah.
No, it's rough.
Do you still
But yeah,
have like the inklings of like wanting to just go full
Oh, all the
like
time.
degen and just go right back into full
Yeah.
time?
It's like a real like my. It's an addiction, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, for sure.
I think it really, really is, and so I just don't really. I was pretty good last time when Vanilla came out, and I think it's if it was free, then I would really lose control.
You'd start relapsing, spiraling out of control.
Yeah, and my streams would get probably a little boring because I just would be so into WoW.
Just so into WoW, not talking
Like,
to chat. Who doesn't talk
Oh
to
yeah,
their
yeah,
chat?
yeah.
Am I right?
Like I would be like I'd be like just dead into it, and I wouldn't give a fuck about anything else. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm not gonna stream now because I haven't showered in a few days, and I just I look so disgusting. So
Yeah.
no.
That's funny. That's funny. Did you have any like big influences? Like obviously like your friends and stuff playing WoW. Did you have like a parent that was really into oh your mom is really into gaming, isn't she? She's a
She
big racing
is,
gamer.
but I mean, as far as I can remember, though, it wasn't like until like the Wii came out when she started kind of getting into games more, and then she started buying like lots of games and other consoles, and now she's got a huge setup. And yeah, she does like to play her racing games. She loves zombie games,
Ooh,
and she loves
zombie
her.
game.
She loves zombie games, and she loves Oculus Rift. So her, especially zombie games on the Oculus. So she's very cute.
That's awesome.
That's adorable.
It's
I
so good to
love.
see
We
parents that, like-
love.
What you say?
We love them. I was just gonna say we love a mom that's a gamer. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
gamer moms are
you
few
can
and
go
far
on, yeah.
between, dude, and I think it's awesome.
yeah, no, it's super
She's
sick.
a keeper.
She's a keeper. She's a keeper.
Ooh.
But yeah. So speaking of WoW, I know you
Uh-huh.
got some tattoos, Cass.
Oh god.
Yeah. Do you want to speak on those a little bit? When did you get your first tattoo?
Well, technically, my first tattoo, I think I was like, I don't know, maybe like almost 17, and I gave myself a heart tattoo. I did it myself on my wrist. It looks fine.
Like stick and poke kind of
Still-
deal, like prison
Yep,
tattoo.
stick and poke. Yep, stick and
Hell
poke.
yeah!
What made you decide you wanted a tattoo and you wanted that
I
heart?
I just always wanted like tattoos or whatever, and stick and pokes are easy. I would do more stick and pokes on myself if I thought of something and had some ink or something. But I have also
Mhm.
I have 1337 tattooed on the back of my neck. So I don't know.
That's
What
the
inspired
famous
the
one.
what
Out
inspired
there.
the elite tattoo on the back of your neck?
It being a big fucking gamer, World of Warcraft, being elite at games.
Elite. Dude, I
and
love that.
I feel like
yeah,
that's lost
so-
on kids nowadays.
Yeah, a lot of
The
people are like,
elite
"What's
gamer.
that?
Yeah.
What's that?" And then it's only like a specific niche of people like they get it, and I'm like, "Oh, respect, mad respect."
Yeah, if you
Mad
get like if
respect.
you understand elite, you're just like a different breed.
Yeah, it's just like a fun reference to that, like, "Hey, I'm a gamer, and I am not a noob."
I'm not.
Are there any of your tattoos you regret, or are they all kind of like part of your story?
I mean, they're all part of my story, and I've got like a beautiful moon on my back too, and then and it's got like some trees around it, and then I have a little crescent moon on my ribs, and that I got at TwitchCon, and that was so fun. So
Ooh,
I mean, that's-
TwitchCon.
yeah, and those are
What
my
a good
tats.
time.
Yeah, it
For
was so
those of you
fun.
that don't know, I first met Cass IRL pretty recently at TwitchCon 2019.
Yep.
What a good fucking time.
Super fun.
Super
Yeah.
fun.
I got to meet Cass this summer when my wife and I actually got to stay with Cass, and she went full
Yeah.
host mode and was just like the sweetest host, and
Aw.
like just brought us around the city, showed us around where she lives, and like it was just so much fun.
Aw.
So,
Which is really dope because we've both met you, but like on separate occasions.
Yeah, not together. We haven't
Yeah,
all
with
three hung
nothing-
out together yet.
Yeah, with nothing to do with each other.
yeah, it's
Um,
pretty crazy how like the whole like Twitch economy, like or like friendship economy works. Like just
Mm-hmm.
you know, how people just can do that. You can hang out in different scenarios, and it's like, oh, we hung out here, and we hung out here, and this event and this event, and it's kind of all like random.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like everybody just has all met each other, but in totally different circumstances and not necessarily all at the same time.
Totally.
Yeah, and the stories I really find like interesting about Twitch is like when I find somebody in someone else's chat or like something along those lines where both of us have found the same person or that person has found both of us like separately. I don't know, it's just
Yeah.
how small of a world Twitch is just like sometimes it gets overwhelming a little bit. Like
I like
holy
all the
fuck.
circles. Like there's
It-
so
it's
many. Like if you
super
think of
dope.
it like a Venn diagram or something, it would just be like dozens of rings all over the place.
Yeah, it's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but like cut down immensely. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy because like and I love hearing people's stories of like how they found each other. Like it blows my mind how different people have come into like how to have found Twitch as a place to be with other people, right? Like how did you end up finding Twitch, and like how did you get into like the whole streaming and content creation world?
To be honest, I don't remember how I found Twitch. I had known about it for a long time, and then I remember that one day I had just started watching it for a while, and I was like, oh yeah, I've been watching Twitch for a little while now. Like I really don't remember how I started watching it though. And then but I do remember that one of the first channels that I found was Tay's channel though.
Oh,
That was like one of
Space
like
Babe
my first
Tay.
like one of my like channels that I actually really liked a lot because it was hard to find a lot of channels that I related to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like how conducive is like Twitch to like the beauty community, like beauty content creation and stuff like that? Because I know you do a lot of makeup and you do like a lot of the beauty stuff. How
Yeah.
good is Twitch for as like compared to YouTube and other platforms like Instagram? Where does Twitch kind of lie? Like how do you feel
Okay.
about?
So I'm a professional makeup artist for people that don't know, and so that's what I do in the daytime, and I love it. And then I also do that on my channel sometimes when I'm not doing God knows what else. And so I like it because it's definitely more interactive. Obviously, that's like the obvious answer, but I mean that kind of is the answer because you can do a YouTube video or something, which I don't do YouTube videos because I don't edit things, but if you did a YouTube video, it's great and you can get the information out there, and then maybe somebody has to comment to ask you a question, and then you have to, it's just not it's not so live, and it's nice when somebody can ask you like, why are you doing that like that, and you can just tell them really quickly and they actually learn. And I like teaching people. I really like when they get it.
Yeah, and especially when you can be so intuitive and like actually like you said like ask questions and stuff to kind of get a better like knowing of what the fuck is going on, because like you said, like leaving a comment on a video, it's not always gonna get replied to. You can just be more
Yeah.
personalized with people, like and just be more informative and see
Yeah.
what people like. If maybe you like miss a step or something, like people can be like, well, what did you do there, and you can be like, oh sorry, like I did, you know what I'm saying, like but
Yes. I
it's
do. Oh, we're gonna say
super
more?
interesting. No, just super interesting.
Yeah, I really like being able to teach people, not just like doing makeup. I mean, I do like doing makeup for the sake of doing it because sometimes it's so artistic, but I actually like when I can teach other people something because I get that feeling every day almost still where I learned something like different about makeup and I'm just like, oh, holy crap, okay, that's another thing in my pocket, and it feels good all the time. So I want other people to have that.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
knowledge is power.
Knowledge is in fact power.
What caught your interest about makeup? Like, what about makeup did you like? Because I know you're a crafty bench, and
Yeah, I'm super
I know you're
crafty,
into all that.
artistic.
Yeah. So like, what is that like?
I just
When
ever
did it
since I was,
start?
I mean, ever since I was like young enough like to look in any magazine ever and be like, her lips are so shiny, you know, and just like it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, just like the way the colors blended and the shadows and the way that you can transform and create such interesting looks on a face, like literally like emotion on face sometimes, or different artistic expressions, and that's always just been super interesting to me. I remember analyzing magazines a lot when I was little, and so I just always wanted to do it.
Now you really like crafting and stuff like that, and like obviously makeup. How do you feel about like cosplay? Like, would you ever consider doing
Oh yeah,
like
that would be.
because you are a crafty bitch? Would you like to
Oh
do
yeah,
major cosplay for events?
that would be so fun. Let me tell you, but that is a whole other artistic that's a whole other artistic thing entirely, because that takes the costume making. I don't know how to really do that, and I'm sure I could learn. But I feel like my costumes, I would be spread too thin with all the other passions that I have, that I wouldn't be able to dedicate enough to the costume making. Like maybe I would make like one costume a year or something. I don't know. Is that? But I don't know.
I don't know what proper cosplay etiquette is.
Yeah, it's such an art form. It's like there's so much
like,
to it.
I don't know how many. I know like a lot of the big cosplayers at this point kind of like they collaborate with other creators to make
Yeah, and I know
and stuff,
sometimes costumes can take years, but I mean, I wouldn't be making anything, that extravagant. It would still just be pretty basic.
Yeah, just something for an event.
I would,
or like
the extent that I would do cosplay is if I just bought a costume that was already existing, and like maybe a wig, and then did the makeup.
Totally.
That might be dope though, to be honest.
It could look good.
Yeah, I mean, I could do it, but I feel like it's not my forte. I feel like that's not my expertise, because I prefer to not always be like the person in the costume or the makeup. I really prefer to do it on other people for the most part,
So you'd rather do your like profession than like be the model per se.
Yes, exactly.
If you were going to cosplay anybody though, who would you cosplay right now?
I mean, I think the easiest thing would be to pick somebody that I already kind of resemble, so that I don't have to do that much work.
But okay, you have anyone in the world that you can, like, you have all the resources at hand. Like, people can build you your costume, all that shit. Like, who are you going to choose? You can choose anybody.
Ooh, I would be a big sister from BioShock then.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh yeah, dude, that's sick.
That would be dope. Yeah. Especially knowing your love for BioShock and everything too. Like, that would be killer. Yeah, super killer.
But then I wouldn't have to do any makeup though, because like I would just be in like a helmet. But that's okay. It'd still be a sick costume.
It would be a dope costume for sure. Speaking about makeup though, what have you like gotten any crazy requests for like looks, or like any, or what's like the craziest thing that you've done on yourself or for anyone else? Like, I don't know, start with the requests. Like, have you got any like weird or crazy requests?
Yeah, I mean, we get requests because like, I mean, where I work and stuff, when we did Halloween, it was really fun doing like, there's all kinds of like mermaids and things like that, which isn't like that weird of a request. I don't know what a weird, like nobody's asked me to turn them into like an entire tiger or like something like that, but there is like, like I know people, for example, who have had somebody ask them like, oh, can you like turn me into like Jeffree Star, and can you turn me into this other celebrity? And like people get asked to get turned into celebrities, but it's just I haven't been asked that personally yet.
I feel like
It's
that's so bizarre.
It's usually for like costumes, for like cosplays and stuff like that, because sometimes maybe you're really good at making costumes, but maybe you're not very good at makeup, and sometimes so you go to the professionals. But yeah, I mean, I have done some really weird stuff, because like when you're in makeup school and you really like play around with things, gluing things on and like finding whatever you can. And
all right, what's the craziest thing you've done on yourself, or like one of your favorite looks maybe?
One of my favorite looks, I guess, I mean, every time I do a new look, that kind of becomes my favorite look because every time
Mm-hmm.
it's like the newest thing that I've done, and I'm like, oh, okay. And every time I feel like I've improved some skill about something about it. So I think right now my favorite look is the look that I most recently did, which is like the red and green
The
Christmas lips, all
festive.
That
sparkly, yeah,
Christmas look
festive.
was so festive.
Yeah,
It was so
It
good.
was so
super
good.
festive.
It was so good. I love the festivities. As soon as December 1st hits, I turn into a Christmas binge. Like
Christmas.
I know
Christmas.
absolutely nothing about makeup, but seeing like the shit you can do with like your brushes and whatnot is like, damn, that
Yeah,
is lit.
it's lit. I'm gonna do
That
more
is
looks too.
lit. That's
It's
good.
pretty mind blowing
Always.
to me that you can like do that. Like that like I'm just so not artistically driven that way that like I can't like visualize like a look and just like pull it off. You know what I mean? Like like does it what's your like artistic process? Like do you see the look, the end result, or do you
So
kind of go like with the flow?
sometimes I mean, I've had a range of experiences. So sometimes I'll have like literally sometimes I dream about like a look. Like I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh my God, I had a dream about like a neon yellow lip and like, or whatever. And so I have to do it. And sometimes sometimes I'll just feel like this need to create. So I'll sit down and I'll just dip into a color and see what the fuck happens. Um, so everything, I guess my answer is all of it.
All
Damn.
of it. You kind of just roll with the punches and kind of go
Yeah,
as you
I don't
go.
yeah, and sometimes I don't feel like making anything, and then I don't because then I just get mad. Nothing turns out right. My eye starts watering or something. But I'll definitely feel like bouts of like inspiration, and sometimes I do have like an idea of like something that I really want to make. But sometimes it's kind of like just a loose idea where I'm like, I know I want to use like these colors, and like how can I put them together?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Like
Yeah.
like I said, I'm not very artistic, but I get that. I am an ideas man. So I always get this like envisioned idea of like what I want to see happen,
Mm-hmm.
and like obviously it doesn't always happen, but like, you get
Mm-mm.
that idea sometimes. Like
You get that
and
idea.
trying to like fulfill that idea is like difficult, but it can work out really well.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a lot of bright ideas. The execution isn't always on point, but the ideas are there. And you know,
Sometimes ideas themselves are better than the thing even like sometimes a good
mhm.
idea is really good, and then even if you make the thing, if it's not as exactly like, it doesn't matter if it's not like perfect, it's still like just as good as the idea, like it was, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I get entirely what you're saying. Um but yeah, so also back on the Twitch subject, I actually want to talk
Hmm.
a little bit about, have you been seeing these people signing, like re-signing to Twitch? Like these new deals coming out? There's
I
just
don't know
some
what
that
you mean.
dropped today. So, you know how people have been moving like to Mixer or to YouTube or
Yeah.
whatever it may be? So, today, three creators, Dr. Lupo, Tim the Tatman, and Lyric, all came out with videos, kind of in the announcement format, same as like Ninja, Shroud, Courage, like what they all did, where they like had an announcement video. Um, and then at the end they basically like reveal that they're staying on Twitch, and they signed
Okay.
all three of them signed multi-year contracts with Twitch, to stay on the platform. So like it's kind of crazy like seeing Twitch kind of turn into like sports in a sense, like Flab mentioned to me earlier before the podcast, like people trading and signing players and doing this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Like, what's your thoughts on um, like the competition, like kind of heating up between Mixer and YouTube and Twitch, all kind of like trying to grab up any talent they can?
I think that it's a good thing because I mean, I don't know very much about it. I'll just preface it with that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know anything about Mixer or any like I don't know, any of the interrelationships between any people and companies really. However, I think it's good that there's like a lot more of that going on, like more demand for things and more competition for people to be on certain platforms, because it's going to help grow the platforms, like, period, and draw more attention and more people to all the websites, and make streaming and live broadcasting more of like a thing. So
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yeah, no, I'm really
Any press
excited
is
about the
good press.
competition too.
I think
Exactly.
I think what's cool too is that like Twitch is in this place where it hasn't gotten a full like it's obviously gotten a majority group, right? But it hasn't
I
become
think
like a
I think its
monopoly like
market
YouTube.
share. I think its market share is about 75% of like streaming.
Yeah, but it's not like YouTube, right? Like YouTube has a full monopoly um of video sharing, right? Like if you want to put a video up and you want people to see it, YouTube is the only
Yeah,
place,
you don't
Yeah.
put it
right?
anywhere else.
You
Like, I
don't put it
literally
on
can't even
Vimeo,
think.
you don't put it on Daily Motion, you put it on YouTube.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
like Twitch is still in a way in its infancy that like I think like, you know, like competition is super healthy um for like a successful business, right? Like you need competition to not fall into like complacency, right? You've seen it in the like in the computer building world. You saw Intel was so far ahead of AMD for so long that they got lazy, and now AMD's killing them because they're creating competition again, right? Like so I think in a way like the Mixer, YouTube streaming services are a good way to keep like Twitch on its toes and like always coming out with new good ideas, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Exactly.
And I'm hoping like I don't know. I was thinking about this as well. Like I feel like these platforms. I don't know. Maybe they tried to, but I feel like they could have been a little more strategic in the people they pulled. I think Ninja and Shroud were both very smart, but I feel like um, if they had attacked and took away Pokimane from Twitch,
Mm.
I feel like that would have been a lot more impact than even like Courage or anybody else on the platform really at the time. Like
Yeah.
literally anyone else. If they could have taken Pokimane, I feel like that would have had such like an impact on Twitch, mostly because it'd be missing its like leading female like influence. Do
Totally.
you know what I'm saying? Like because because females are kind of like not as high in numbers as males on Twitch. Like they kind of and even like you see it in like the numbers being like so male dominated for so long, and then Pokimane finally being able to break that barrier of being like the first female kind of gamer. After that, Valkyrie, obviously, another like amazing female streamer. Um, Being able to see the same kind of numbers as these top tier like streamers and becoming a top tier streamer herself, like I think that could have been very dangerous for Twitch. And I saw something on Twitter that scared me a really long time ago about U2s. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what U2s was at the time. So I thought, because you know how Pokimane will do that like cute voice or whatever she does. I thought it was like her saying she's going to YouTube when she was releasing a U2s, which is more of like a figure, like a statue type situation for like display. And
Okay.
I was like so nervous. I was like, fuck. And it made me have this realization like, damn, if anyone takes Pokimane, I feel like that would be so dangerous for Twitch. Like,
Yeah.
do you see like any content creator being taken like that
I
could be
mean,
like
well, I
that
mean, I
dangerous?
guess I don't know what the incentives would be. Like, I guess if they signed a contract, then they would be getting money from that company to stream on that platform. Then it might be beneficial for them. But I mean, besides that, I don't see any reason why you would, leave and go to another platform unless you were
Yeah.
upset at the platform you were on.
Yeah, but
Or unless they offered you a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
it's
I'm
a
assuming.
lot
It's
of
a
money.
lot of fucking
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, yeah. But like, do you see like a company like Mixer or YouTube being able to really put Twitch in like a detrimental like spot over the content creators it's taking? Or do you think it's more of a like I'm not even sure. Like, what do you think?
I mean, I feel like Twitch is really popular right now, and I don't really know very many other platforms besides like Mixer, and I genuinely don't know very much about the other streaming platforms. Like, I'm still, even though I've been streaming for like over a year now, I still feel like I don't know very much about Twitch and like the inner workings of it, and like, you know, the full like business side of it, and like the competition between all the websites and things.
Yeah.
I
go with
feel
the
the same
flow.
way. Like I've been on Twitch for 2 years and I hardly know shit. Like I'm only just starting to like understand the ideas of like the platform world, like how platforms work, and like it's such a weird world. If that makes
Yeah,
any
it's
sense.
it's a lot to know.
How have you found?
And I'm not on it. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say like, how have you found like being like, because we just talked about like how like it is so male dominated. Like, how do you feel as like one of the few females on Twitch? I know you strive to like keep your girls close, like, you know, like really
Yeah.
investing in your like fellow girls on the platform. Like, how do you feel like that's
For sure.
improved your streaming and like content creation journey?
I mean, I originally, when I was like on before I was streaming and stuff, when I was just browsing around through Twitch, I always would seek out like the other girl streamers or whatever. Or well, I say other because I wasn't streaming at the time, but I would seek them out because I was looking for somebody that I could relate to more, and like can't just always relate to dudes as easily, you know, because I don't know, girls and guys are different sometimes. So, I like being able to reach out to other girls and have like a closer net of women, and just supporting other women, and then it just grows a net of women supporting women without it always being something that we have to talk about, you know. It just kind of is, it just exists that way without it being, without like we're talking about it now, but like, does that make sense?
Like it doesn't always have to be the topic of conversation. It's more of just like a natural thing.
Exactly. And I like that.
I like that. Like, do you find that it's maybe easier to have that sort of like not really mentioned but like implied rather than like forced
I think
on Twitch?
Yeah, I think that I think that all of us like want that and try to do that. It's just, I think it's only trolls that say otherwise.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's a weird like the whole mentality of trolling on something like Twitch is just it's never really made sense to me, if that makes any sense. Like it
Yeah, you don't, there's really nothing you can get. I mean, it's not even as fun as trolling on like Facebook or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's such a weird it's
Like
just weird.
it's such a waste of time. I've always like thought like going into a Twitch stream to immediately get banned and then
Right.
making a new account to immediately get banned. It's like
Yeah,
you just went
literally
through so much like
you just
you're
wanna
getting
make a bunch of
trolled.
accounts.
You're
Yeah,
trolling
exactly.
yourself. Yeah.
You're
it's-
trolling
You're getting
yourself.
trolled, dude.
like you spend so much more time making these accounts than I do pressing the ban button.
Yeah.
And it's like majority of the time the streamer doesn't even see it because the mod just bans it.
Takes care of everything, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, what are you doing here? Like, what is
Go make some food, my friend.
Yeah, go do literally anything else. Go troll in a video game. Go load into a CS:GO match and play for an hour and troll the fuck out of your team because they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Something. not Twitch. Why Twitch? Like, if you're gonna be a troll, Twitch, I just feel like is definitely not the place you should be doing it.
Yeah, there's just not really a. Yeah, I don't really feel like they thrive very well there. They last for
No.
half a second.
I guess maybe I can see it in like the smaller streams or like the not even the smaller streams, the newer streams, I guess. That are kind of just like starting out and
don't
don't
have like a
Yeah.
fully
healthy mod
understand.
role and like
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get a little back and forth or something.
I can see it I can see it a little more coming from one of those channels, but like that's not where I see the most of it, to be honest. Like, I see the most of it in channels like yours or channels like Tay's, where you do have like people, or you yourself will handle it without like even acknowledging it most of the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just like I'd like to get a genuine Twitch troll in
I've always thought that. I'd love to actually pick their brain, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
pick one of
so what compels you?
the. What are you getting out of this? Where is the enjoyment that
Yeah.
you seek? I don't
Where is
know.
this, like-
It's so weird.
where is this like gratification out of
Yeah.
just trolling people, right? Like, it doesn't really make all that much sense to me. It's
Yeah, I mean,
Or any.
sometimes I like wasting my time sometimes, but that's like I'll just watch, YouTube and or sit around and just I don't know, anything else.
Literally
trim,
anything
trim your
else.
toenails for fuck's sake. I don't know.
yeah,
It's just. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say it's fucking weird. That's
It's fucking weird.
like
And it sucks that like you and Tay do have to kind of see the most of that like trolling, just because it's a bunch of sweaty gamers that have no idea what females really
I
are.
mean, that's just the way it is, I guess it's I wish it wasn't,
Yeah.
but it's no big deal, You just click delete, whatever, move on. Most of the time, we don't even do anything because there's someone else doing it for us.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what do you think of like mods and how like how helpful of a role, like how important is it to have like good mods in your Twitch stream and stuff like that?
I mean, it can be pretty important. I don't have a lot right now, and sometimes I have a not busy enough of a chat that it usually matters. Like I can usually deal with it all myself.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Neo for being awesome mod for me.
Oh yeah.
But I can imagine if my chat was any busier, I would have a hard time. And sometimes when my chat is really lit, I'm like, okay, wait, I gotta figure this out. I'd say they're pretty important. But my chat's not so busy that it is impacting me greatly.
Yeah.
do you feel like if you do get trolls that you'd rather like not see the content and have a mod just deal with it instantly?
Oh,
Or would you
I mean,
or are you
literally,
more of the person that's okay with like just dealing with it?
I mean, it would be nice if I had mods, then yeah, sure, please, like, just, like, get rid of it so that I don't have to, like, waste my time. But, like, actually, like, seeing the messages or something like that, like, doesn't get to me in the slightest. I'm not, like, like, thinking about it later, like, oh, like, I don't care. But it'd be nice if I just didn't have to physically, do anything about it.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
don't even have to read the message and like be objectified or anything
Yeah.
like that, like
Yeah, it's like it's annoying that it's there, but I'm not too upset that I don't want to. I just don't want it there, and I wish somebody else would delete it for me.
Yeah.
So I usually deal with it pretty quickly though. I haven't been playing a ton of games lately either, so maybe that's why I've been able to deal with it so much quicker, because I just have been I've been not playing games.
yeah, I mean, you've been doing a lot of Christmas crafts. How
Oh, so many Christmas crafts.
what's is Christmas? Would you say Christmas is like your favorite Oh, I know Halloween is like your favorite.
Halloween
holiday,
for
but,
sure
like,
because the makeup. But then as far as I like Halloween because the makeup, and I like Christmas because of the crafts.
you're-
So Christmas is when you can really break out all the glitter
and cover anything in glitter. I mean, I've been covering, ornament balls and pine cones. Been giving ornament balls and pine cones to my coworkers. They've been loving them. I think they have been.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's been fun. I love making just anything.
Yeah, you're a glitter ball fan.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh hell yeah!
Shout out
Oh,
Glitter
yeah.
Ball.
Shout
Shout
out
out
Glitter
Michael's
Balls.
Crafts.
Michael's Crafts, that's huge.
Michael's Crafts.
Yeah, Michael's Crafts. Sponsor me, Michael's Crafts.
What's your favorite craft to do? Like, what's a craft that you come back to like time and time again?
Oh, I mean, my favorite hobby, like craft, is of all time. Is gonna be polymer clay, which is like the oven baked kind of clay.
Mm-hmm.
So that one for sure is my favorite craft. I like to sculpt little things, and I make beads and figurines and miniature things and whatever the fuck.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so not crafty. I was that kid in middle school and high school that would fucking just I got an art project and I would do like the like
Minimal effort.
delusional artist thing. I would tape a banana to a wall for $120,000
Oh,
type
wow.
of deal.
Yes, an original flab.
Yeah, an original. Did you
Did you-
see that news that guy had
Yeah, the guy, the banana, and then he ate it, and it was such scandal. But don't worry, he replaced it or whatever.
Yeah, somebody like
Yeah.
a performance artist came into the exhibit because it's an exhibit where you can if you're an artist, you can just do art in this exhibit. Basically, it's like an open exhibit essentially. And so this performance artist went and peeled the banana off the wall and ate it, and then wrote
Ooh.
in lipstick. He wrote Epstein didn't kill himself where the banana was, and then the artist who
Okay.
taped the banana to the wall retaped a new banana to the wall.
Oh, I don't understand art. I guess.
I don't understand
I
it
guess
at all.
I'm not sophisticated.
What
Oh no, I've got a tornado. Oh no.
was
Oh
it?
no, not a tornado, no.
Was it the artist that was it the artist's name that made the banana so valuable, or was it just something that took off somehow?
Yeah, why was it?
I don't know, dude. Delusional artists. I don't understand art. I get
Oh,
Jackson
no.
Pollock, and I get I can understand that kind of stuff. But I don't get a lot of modern art. It doesn't make sense to me.
It makes absolutely no sense to me.
It's such a weird concept to me.
Is that? I mean, I guess that's modern. Just taping a banana to a wall.
It's
You could call
modern.
it timeless.
Yeah, it's conceptual.
Well, probably
It's
not
conceptual.
timeless.
It's
That banana's probably gonna.
Yeah. Okay. There is a limit.
Yeah, there's a limit to this time.
It's super I don't know. Conceptual art is interesting to me. I don't get it personally. I just don't understand it. Maybe I'm uncultured.
Well, you're among other uncultured people then, because I don't get it either.
Yeah, no idea.
But I
No
have an
fucking
appreciation
clue,
for people
buddy.
who pour their heart and soul into what they do, right?
Yeah, and anybody that's passionate about something, I think that's pretty cool.
I can
I
respect
mean, unless
like the
you're
passion
passionate
and
about
the
killing
effort.
people.
Yeah, that would suck if you're passionate against, or not against killing people. I guess that wouldn't suck so bad.
That would be
but
good.
if you were passionate about killing people, that would be a lot worse.
Yeah, that's not as cool. It's a little less cool.
Yeah, pretty much a lot less cool. Not wicked at all.
Not Wicked.
Wicked.
The Broadway
Um,
play, Wicked.
Yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes it's hard for me to really understand if they're passionate or if this started as a joke for them and then just ended up taking off, because I know that happens with people in music sometimes, where they'll be doing music as a joke and then one of their songs will do well and then they'll start taking it seriously. I'm
Okay.
thinking that's what happens with a lot of these contemporary artists, where it's a meme until it's not a meme, and
Right.
then they're taping bananas to walls for $120,000. Who valued that? Did somebody purchase that piece of art, or is he just saying that it's worth
I have
120,000?
no idea. I think it was like an appraisal, if I'm not mistaken.
that's-
But
What I wanted to know, who looked at that and appraised and said that should cost that much? Like what?
Yeah.
the best thing was the shit posts. I saw so many shit posts on Reddit yesterday that were like, a guy taped 2 bananas to a wall with duct tape, and he's like, selling for 240,000. It's just 2 bananas duct taped to a wall. And it was
Well,
so funny.
were
It's
there 2
double
pieces
the
of
art.
duct tape?
It's no, 1 piece of duct tape, 2 bananas. He's like, it's
All
double
right,
the
well,
art.
that takes the price off a little bit, I feel like.
Oh my god! Don't be cheap, Sammy. It's art.
But I know, but I feel like, personally at least, like, the duct tape was at least half of the value there.
I mean, it was a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah.
it's 1 strip of duct tape and 1 banana, it's half duct tape, half banana.
So I feel
That's
like
a
they should have added,
$50,000
like,
strip of 6 inches of duct tape.
Well, I mean, was it taped to a board or anything?
No,
or
it's
was
taped
it
to a
just
wall.
taped to the...
Directly
So
to a
then you
wall
have
in the
to
exhibit.
you just have to take the duct tape and the banana and carry it out in your hands
and
like
then
a dead
tape it to your
animal
own
and
wall. Yeah. With a new strip of duct, you have to spend an extra $6 on your 120,000 to retape.
and then
it to
what
your
happens?
wall.
What if I just got a banana and taped it to my wall and said it was the same piece of art?
That's
Imposter.
the con. That's
Fraud.
It's conceptual art, Sammy. You don't know.
Theft.
I'm poor as fuck.
I'm
not gonna lie.
what? I have 150,000 simoleons. I would like to purchase 1 banana on my wall, please.
One wall banana,
Simoleons.
please.
Simoleons is such a weird currency to me. But
My city never does very well.
my city's doing okay. I'm at plus $5,000 an hour.
Wow.
I've just made the burbs essentially. I've done all super high-end parks and a lot of like a lot of high-end shopping centers and yeah, and schools.
Oh.
How'd you get
Yeah,
into
very
SimCity,
good.
Cass?
I started playing SimCity when I was 9 or 10 years old or something, back on Windows like
Damn.
98 or something.
SimCity 2000, that was the best game.
Yeah, SimCity 2000, that's the one. Yeah, Windows 2000, like I think, right?
Yeah, Windows
something like that,
2000,
or just-
SimCity
yeah.
2000. That was a bomb-ass game.
Yep, that's where it was, and that's what I would play. And I loved the fuck of it. And then when I realized as an adult that I could still play that game, it dawned on me. I was like, oh fuck yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Damn. I low-key think I kind of like ruined your life bringing this back into it. I'm
I
not
think
gonna
you
lie.
might have a little bit.
A little bit. God,
I want to see how you guys' cities are doing. I'm gonna pause my city and I'm gonna go.
No, mine's not doing great.
I wanna
Stop.
come see
Don't-
Cass's
I'm
city.
gonna let's all
No,
go
I'm not-
see
not
Cass's
done
city.
yet,
Let's go
it's
see
not
Cass's city. Let's
Oh my
visit
god,
it.
no, you guys, it's just
I'm
getting
visiting
started. I was, like-
Clearwater. Let's go see
I was
how
just,
it
I
is.
was bullshitting you the whole time. How do I? Oh man.
Well, you got one road, cool, a half a road with some industry. All right. Well, you got,
Have you been finding it easy talking and also playing this video game?
That's why my city's not very big.
so you don't
Well,
find talking and gaming.
I
easy.
tried.
I can
I-
talk in game, but this isn't. I don't want to totally space out. And if I was just on my own channel, I'd be like, oh, I can look like an idiot. That's fine.
Come and see how
I-
my city's doing. Come check out
Yeah, let me look at
Pottiesville.
your zones.
I think that's going to wrap it up for us here again at Same But Different. Huge thank you to our guest Plagueasus for joining us today. All of her socials and our socials will be down in the description below. Be sure to check us out live on Twitch at twitch.tv/SBD podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.